G'day everyone, it's Turbo Tristan. Welcome back to the channel. This is my Honda Nats coverage video. Tons and tons happened. We had a really slow content month leading up to it because we had a ton of customers' cars to get ready. We had 4 cars to tune. We had modifications to make, setup changes to make, and we got there in the end. Every single person that wanted their car ready for Honda Nats got their car ready for Honda Nats, and we got there. We made it in one piece. The excuse book's gonna come out early. This Honda Nats event, we made the biggest mistake of all, which is doing a shakedown at an event. My car was a shakedown. The Jazz was a shakedown. The Jazz, we finished up the night before at 11 p.m, loaded on the trailer, getting it ready to drop down. Just got tuned that day, brought to me and finished off so I could fit past scrutineering. So that one didn't even get a wheel alignment or power steering done or anything. So that one was a true shakedown. We had Vass's car, which just came off the dyno a couple of days before. A week before Honda Nats, I had the whole engine apart and everything out of the car. We had to do a full brake upgrade, front and rear. Didn't even have discs on the back up until a week before the event. We had Curtis's car that needed a few minor tweaks to get ready for the track. He was running short on time, short on budget, so he sent it basically as it was at the previous event he was at Winton with, which was the D-Series Cup, where he finished first in his class. And then we had mine. My car is out here. It is in one piece. It made it there and back. I did 6 sessions, the most I've ever done at Winton in one outing. Everything performed really well. So in order to get ready for Honda Nationals, we had Marlon fly back down only a week after he was already here. So Marlon is on the, I'm at the bottom of Australia, Marlon's at the top of Australia. He flew all the way down, basically from New York to Florida, to come and tune my car 2 days before Honda Nationals. And it's such a shame that he didn't get to go because there was a ton of cars he tuned. They were all performing really well at Honda Nationals. So if you need your Honda tuned, contact FAH Performance. Hit up Marlon Chong, aka Chong Data. He does all the flashes on all the Accords over there. Just the GOAT Honda tuner around Australia. We're gonna go check out the dyno of this. This was 2 days before Honda Nationals. We hadn't had a wheel alignment, we didn't have tires on the car, we didn't have anything. It was barely running a couple of days before, and the week earlier, again, I had the whole engine and everything apart on this. Go check out the dyno runs. So I posted the video that you've just seen on Facebook in a couple of different groups. People all had their opinions on it. The car is a stock K24A3 from an Accord Euro. Yep, just a stock engine from one of these. Nothing special. It does have 98,000 kilometers on it. It's also got a fresh head gasket, fresh valve stem seals, and it's got beehive valve springs and retainers from SUPERPRO. It's got some Skunk 2 tuner stage 2 cams, and otherwise it's standard. It has a 3-inch exhaust. It has a RBC intake manifold. We're still running the power steering, so there's another 5+ kilowatts that I could have gotten extra on the dyno if I deleted that and went with electric. We've got an RBC. It's not ported on the inside, it's just ported here for the throttle body adapter. We're running the T7 throttle body adapter with a 74mm Mitsubishi 380 Bosch genuine throttle body to just a 3-inch intake and a 3-inch exhaust. So nothing overly crazy. The sump's baffled. It's got a 68-degree T7 thermostat. Got the underdrive pulley for the alternator. Big Elusive Racing alloy radiator. Otherwise, the motor is stock. That is one of the changes we made this year around. It was untested. We've rewired the entire car and gone to a drive-by-wire setup. The reason for drive-by-wire, and the reason I urge everyone, D-Series, B-Series, K-Series, to run drive-by-wire. I know, it doesn't feel the same, cable, mechanical, it takes the life out of it. It doesn't really at all, because the drive-by-wire pedal kit that I've got has a extremely stiff spring on it. Now this setup here is from TNT Garage, and it's basically a bolt that goes in behind here that's already there, and this bracket with the TPS bolted to it. And this, we're not using an E-throttle, so we're not using a pedal from a car that has drive-by-wire standard. That's where you get the no feel. This car, we've put a really beefy spring in here, and that gives it a really quick spring back. As you can see, it shakes everything, and it feels it's probably harder to press than the factory accelerator cable. So you don't lose anything there. What you gain is idle control, which means you don't have to worry about replacing the idle air control valve, which they're very hard to get. They cost you about $450 to get an idle control valve for a K-Series, genuine, or secondhand, you're just running the gauntlet. The TPS that goes onto a K-Series, doesn't matter what brand you get, K-tuned, Acuity, aftermarket, eBay, whatever, they're all going to die within a year or so. There will be exceptions to that rule, but I've changed 3 of them in 2 years, and my car's been to the track 4 times, and it's driven a total of probably 2,000 kilometers in 2 years, and it's done 3 TPS sensors. Makes the car idle well. You can do no lift shift, you can do launch control, you can do traction control, you can do power curve control, so you can control the way the curve comes in. You can also do auto blip, which is like a heel and toe function. So you can just concentrate on the brake and the clutch, and the engine will blip between the gears, so rev the throttle up for you. It's much easier to run this setup. So that's the main change there. The other one is we've fully wired the car, rewired. Ollie has. We pulled out every single wire and then put back only the genuine wires that we needed for like brake lights, headlights, stuff like that. We used a genuine Accord loom, chopped that up and used the Haltech plugs and pins on that. I'm also running a surge tank. A lot of first-time guys at the racetrack realized why they need a surge tank in their car. The factory fuel tanks in these Hondas, they're not designed to go around a racetrack. I found that out the hard way. So did a lot of other people. One thing that people have to remember when building their Honda Civics, this car was designed to do a maximum of 100 kilometers an hour on the road. It was meant for your grandma to go shopping in, and you know, as a runabout for dad to get to and from work, saving money. So that's what this was designed for. It was not designed to tackle the Nürburgring and be one of the world's most popular and fastest track cars that you can build on a budget. So although you can make these compete with a GT3 RS Porsche or a Lamborghini Performante Huracan, it was never meant to go over 100 k's an hour, guys. So you need, when you're doing G-forces around a corner, you need a surge tank setup. This is mine. So we've got a fuel pump in the tank, which is a 340 litre per hour RACEWORKS pump, pumps through here into the surge tank. Inside the surge tank is another 340 litre per hour pump. It goes up to the front of the car to the fuel filter, then through the fuel system, I'll show you that later, and then we've got a return, and then we've got an overflow. So once this gets full, it'll just drain back to the original tank, but otherwise from the fuel pressure reg, it just dribbles back into there again to keep this always full no matter what. That means we're never going to starve for fuel around corners. Another minor mod I did for the track, very, very important. You can pick these up from Elusive Racing. This is a Blue River gel cell battery. You can mount this in any configuration, standing up, laying down, upside down, whatever you want. It's not going to leak or spill out everywhere. Last year at Honda Nats, I had an issue where I spilt battery acid everywhere through my boot. So not ideal. So those are the main changes that I've made to my car. Let's go check out some laps. The main thing that I learnt at Honda Nats, you can have a really fast, really powerful, with every bolt on possible. It can be lightweight. You can do everything to the car But if you're not a good driver / experienced driver, if you don't have track time, if you haven't shaken down your car and know what it's capable of, you're never going to be fast. There's an old saying, owning a Ferrari doesn't make you a Ferrari driver. Well, I can now say that about myself. Owning a fully set up track, carbon fiber, K-swapped Civic with every possible suspension mod, every possible bolt on, and 172 kilowatts at the hubs, it's not going to mean I'm going to be the fastest guy there. So check out some laps. My strategy, being that this was a shakedown, was do a 50% lap on the out lap, do a 65-70% lap the second lap, third lap about 80%, then start to send it, do 2 to 3 back-to-back 100% laps, if I could call them that, and then a cool down lap at about 75-80%. And then if there was still time, I'd do another couple of 100% laps and then bring it into the pits. So that's what you're going to see here. So I'll just show you some clips from my best sessions. I'll keep it short. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So now that you've seen my driving, you know, me doing my best out there, you guys will see why I didn't have the fastest car. I wasn't absolutely killing my car. I was short shifting it. I did have an over rev issue in the ECU, so I wasn't revving it past 8, where the car can go to 8.5 quite easily. So I was just short shifting it. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Allegedly, talking to the experienced guys, the track was about 2 seconds maybe slower than it normally is. So everyone didn't do a PB, although I did, because it was my first time doing lots of back-to-back sessions, but most other people didn't do a PB that were regulars at that track. So that's just the feedback I got. Having said that, someone who did do a PB was Curtis. Curtis in the EG Civic that I did, the D16Y1 big cam build. We fully gutted the car. We did a brake upgrade. We did every possible whiteline bolt-on upgrade. He's got fat rims, fat tires, and he went and won his D-Series Cup class a couple of months back in the car, doing a 141 something or other. He managed to come back and do a 140.1, I think, which is almost a 140 flat, which was about 2 and a bit seconds quicker than me in my 172 kilowatt race car. His still registered street car with about 80 kilowatts beat me by 2 seconds a lap. So that's just pure driver mod there and experience. And yeah, I'm sure I'll get there, but man, what a car. Also, I got whooped by a D-Series around a racetrack. Having said that, for all the D-Series fans, there was some very quick D-Series there. I think Jonathan Chow in his turbo D16 was about over 10 seconds a lap quicker than me, so good on him, and I finally got to meet him, which was awesome. While we're on that topic, I was really happy to finally get to meet someone I've spoken to a million times on the phone, Fernando from Haltech. Every time we do a new build, every time we do a first start, first thing I do is call Haltech customer service, ask for Fernando. He jumps on the laptop, double checks all of my work, all of Ollie's work. We start the car up and he's always really helpful and knowledgeable. So it was great to finally meet him, and he can plug in real life to my car and just help me out with a couple of things. So he did help me out on the day, changed a couple of settings for me, which was good. That was just the IC7 settings that I hadn't fully set up yet. So that was awesome.